Welcome to the Coaching Coordinator Podcast. I'm your host, Keith Grabowski, and this is our Quick Cast series. What is a Quick Cast? You already know the Coaching Coordinator Podcast for interviews that touch the many areas of the skill set and mindset that makes a successful coach. In our Quick Cast, we focus on a coach's most powerful insight on a single topic. We pull out the most useful, interesting, and helpful ideas into an episode you can consume in 15 minutes or less. It's our up-tempo version of the podcast. With a library of over 1,000 episodes, we have plenty of these nuggets to share with you to help you improve your own mindset and skill set as a coach. Enjoy. On today's Quick Cast, we focus on success in the red zone. And joining us to talk about his tips for success in the red zone is John Pennington, who enters his fourth year as the head football coach at West Virginia State. Pennington was named the head coach in the spring of 2017 and promptly proceeded to lead the program to its first winning season in a decade. In that season, the Yellow Jackets hit statistical milestones that were unheard of prior to his arrival. They earned a number one ranking in all of NCAA Division II in the red zone by scoring 47 times out of 48 attempts. Additionally, his team ranked first in the Mountain East Conference in completion percentage, third down conversions, and passing yards per game. They placed second in the Mountain East in total offense, first downs, and scoring per game. Coach Pennington has a course on CoachTube, which as a special for this podcast, you can get 50% off on that, and it's on his RPO offense. Definitely one you should take a look into. The first key to success for Coach Pennington is having everybody understand the why of what they're doing in the red zone.
We have to have great players and coaches that know the plan and know why we're doing what we're doing. And we have, the addition of Travis Everhart as our co-offensive coordinator, offensive line coach was one of the main reasons why we're doing so well in the red zone. Just a great coach. We're a great team together. We work really well together, and it's a great partnership. So us working together as him and as the O-line coach and co-offensive coordinator, and our players understanding the plan and knowing why we're doing what we're doing in the red zone.
The second key to red zone success for Coach Pennington are his goals. And the goals in the red zone for the Yellow Jackets are to score 5 points per every red zone try. Certainly the gold standard is to score every single time, and that's something that the Yellow Jackets almost did, going 47 out of 48 times when they led the country, but 5 points is a key statistic for him. He tells us what goes into getting those 5 points.
Our gold standard is to score a touchdown every drive, but that's not our measurable goal for red zone. Our measurable goal for the red zone is 5 points per red zone trip. And the way we structure our goals here at West Virginia State is maybe a little different than other schools, but our goals are basically the minimum we need to give our team the best chance to win. Like, what are the things we need to achieve to give our team a 90% chance to win is basically how I look at it. And if we can score 5 points per red zone trip, we're going to give our team, a 90% chance to win based on statistics. And we look at these every year, but that was the one. It was like 5 points a trip. And, that may not seem like a lot, but you'd be surprised at how many times you get or don't get that goal. I mean, we don't get it every week. We led the country in red zone. I think we were about 6 out of 11 or 7 out of 11 on that goal. So it wasn't that we got it every single week. And, if you try and score a touchdown every single time you're in the red zone, you're going to turn the ball over a lot. So we want to score a touchdown. That is the end goal. But our goal for the game is to make sure that we're efficient in the red zone, that we're scoring touchdowns, but that we're also making sure that we are getting points on the board. So those are our goals. And the way we achieve those goals, and I got this from Tony. I asked him about it because we weren't good the first year. He said, you got to run the quarterback. So we make sure we have built-in quarterback runs, and that's where we do the majority of our running quarterback stuff is in the red zone. Even if it's snapping it to a running back and motioning the quarterback out and using him as a receiver, whatever way we can do to run the quarterback, we're going to do it. The other thing was you got to go for it on fourth down, and that's a little bit might seem a little contradictory to the making sure you score points in the red zone, but you got to be able to go for it on fourth down. You can't just kick field goals the whole time. And we went for it on fourth down a lot, and we were fortunate. We were 100% on fourth down in the red zone and gold zone because we knew our plan. You got to take shots. You got to be able to throw the fade and take shots at the end zone if you're going to score touchdowns, and you got to be great with your heavies. You have to have great game planning with your heavy formations and how to use that, how to smoke and mirror it. And so those are the kind of ways that we achieve that goal of 5 points per trip.
The third key to red zone success for Coach Pennington is how they game plan. He shares with us what goes into their game plan menu.
I don't know how other coaches do it, but we have 4 plays for red zones: 3rd and 2 to 3 yards, 3rd and 4 to 6 yards, 3rd and 7 to 10, and 3rd and 10 plus. We come up with that as an offensive staff, and we also have another set of 3rd down calls for gold zone. So we have a gold zone, 2 to 3 yards on 3rd down, a gold zone 4 to 6 yards on 3rd down, a gold zone 7 to 10 yards on 3rd down. We obviously have a short yardage goal line package as well, and that would be what we run on 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1. So our game planning is huge, and that's where our coaching staff and quarterbacks understand what we're doing and why we're doing it.
To successfully execute anything, it takes practice, and Coach explains exactly how they work red zone in their practice plan.
On Wednesday, we do our introduction to red zone and short yardage goal line, so we make sure we get some stuff with pads on. And then on Thursday, we practice all of our 3rd down calls in the red zone and gold zone. We do it, in the actual red zone and gold zone against the defense, and we obviously do our short yardage goal line again. And then on Friday, one of the things that we do in review of our plays is we do all 3 play increments. So we do a drive. It starts from the 40, and we do 3 plays, and we always do 3 plays in the red zone or gold zone. And I have our graduate assistants spot the ball wherever they want, and that forces me to have to know what calls to make on those crucial 3rd down calls. So we review it again on Friday.
The next key for Coach is visualization. It's something that players do before games, but it's also useful for coaches. He explains.
And then the 5th part is, this is for the coordinators out there, and this is something that I've done has really helped me, the visualization. Every Friday night, I'm fully dressed in my state gear, game day gear. I have my game plan hooked to my belt. I go out there on the field, and I signal. I do drives, mental drives. I visualize drives up and down the field. I signal the plays in. I look at my call sheet, and I do it exactly how I do it in a game. And I always give myself really difficult red zone and gold zone drives. And so when we come up to the game, I've already made those calls before, and I can get to them quicker. I usually don't have to look at the game plan because I've already kind of visualized it. So that's something that's huge for me, knowing, what to call on 3rd and goal from the 15-yard line. I mean, I've already made that call the night before, so I know exactly what I'm going to go to, and it really, really helps me out. Yeah, like you said, that rehearsal is everything. It's just, when I was a younger coordinator, it's really hard to come up with knowing what play you're going to call in 1 to 3 seconds. And, if you've rehearsed and done it over and over, it just kind of comes, it's muscle memory, just like a player.
It is.
And that's kind of how I look at it. And, honestly, on Friday nights, sometimes I'll look down at that 3rd and 3 to 5 call sheet, and I'll hate every call on there, even though in the meeting room, I loved it. And I'll go back in there that night and just be like, no, I'm not, I won't call that. I literally went out there and I wouldn't call it. I practiced it, and my brain would go, no, we're not, that's not it. So that would happen. And then on Saturday morning, like you, I walk the field before walkthroughs and do the same thing in review. And one of the things we do here with the starting quarterback, every single game since I've been here, we do a visualization of the last drive of the game. I give him the scenarios. He tells me where he's going to go with the ball. And our quarterback calls 2-minute drills, so he'll call plays and in the drive, and I'll give him the scenario. Sometimes he asks me for a call if he doesn't have one, and I help him. And then we always do a really tough finish, to finish the game. I think that's why we've had a lot of success in comebacks and winning close games, because our quarterback's already been through that in the locker room right before that. And just those mental reps just mean the world to me, calling plays. The trick play thing is funny you said that, because I've always thought that when players know the trick play is coming, when they know it's coming, they can execute it. Like sometimes I'll say, we're running this second play of the game no matter what.
Yeah.
And they're going to have success with it because they know it's coming, and they're ready for it. And like you said, like I knew this year, we got on the +30 on this sideline because we had to sneak our second quarterback in.
Exactly.
And it couldn't be the first touchdown of the game. It had to be the second or third, and had to be facing their scoreboard and all that kind of stuff. And then everybody knows that. So they're kind of looking at you, waiting for that call, and they see the second quarterback come in. They're like, okay, here we go. And they better can execute it.
The final key to success in the red zone for Coach is being able to have a feel for what you need to do and to be able to go with your gut. Let's take a listen.
And then the sixth one is you got to go with your gut. If you think on 4th and 1 you can get it, you got to go for it. If you think that this is the time to take the shot or run the trick play, then you got to go with it, and you just got to trust your gut. And sometimes you're going to be right, sometimes you're going to be wrong, but if you trust that gut feeling, you're gonna be consistent. And I think consistency is what makes you successful. And those are basically our 6 keys right there. The players and coaches knowing the plan, our goals, how we do our goals, the game plan, number 3, how we do our game plan, number 4, the practice plan, how we implement our plan, and then number 5, the visualization the night before of actually calling the plays on the field in my mind, and then number 6 is just going with your gut.
Thanks again for listening to the Coaching Coordinator Podcast. Be sure to check out our new home for the podcast at coachandcoordinator.com. You'll see a blog there about our digital magazine, which is coming out, a little preview of what that's going to be. You're going to want to check that out. It is a free digital magazine with features for offense, defense, and special teams. And unlike any other coaches magazine out there, we hit every position every month. Definitely something you want to check out. A lot of extra content that you can hear on the podcast, but you can't see. And we're going to put that in the digital magazine. Again, go to coachandcoordinator.com to learn more about Coach and Coordinator Monthly. Follow me on Twitter at Coach K. Grabowski.